have this going. Great. So my name is Irene. I work in Rice Global as the Global Program Specialist, and I pretty much do all the pre-departure and marketing for all Paris summer courses. And get you guys on your way and then send you off to Paris, hopefully fully prepared to take these classes. And then I'll pass it on to Professor Sporandio and just to introduce yourself, and then I can start sharing the slideshow if you'd like at that point. So let me share. All righty. So this is for the info session for Arts 230, which is comics and sequential art. This Paris session is Paris session 1, which is from May 12th through the 30th. I just have this, just a QR code quickly. This will take you straight to the web page for this course, where you can apply right on that web page. And we can take a look at that after we talk a little bit first about the course.
Okay, so my name's Christopher Sporandio. I'm a tenured member of the art faculty here at Rice. I've been here since 2008. And I've been teaching comics as part of my teaching requirements here for, I think, probably about 10 years. The Arts 230 is a class that I normally teach. I'm teaching it this semester. I won't be teaching it in the spring. Instead, I'll be teaching it in Paris in May. And the cornerstone of the class is built on this book called Making Comics. And if you don't know Making Comics, it's a graphic novel about making graphic novels. And so it's really kind of perfect. And in fact, if this book could walk around and ask for directions, like it could probably teach the class better than I could. Like it's really a terrific book. It really goes in, he goes into a lot of detail about how comics are read, how they're constructed. There's no prerequisites for Arts 230. It is a D1 class, but it is helpful to have an interest in comics, I think, in order to be successful in the class. Okay, so this is I taught a comics class last May in Paris, and it was terrific, but I don't speak French. I don't speak French, and I've spent months and months in France and in Paris, and it's never been a problem. People speak English. I'm really good at pointing and grunting at things. It's very cool. This is the group. We were at the Louvre. We went to see the grave of a very important artist named Daumier at Père Lachaise Cemetery. And then the photo on the right with the big long table is from our final class meeting and farewell dinner that we had together in Paris. Okay. Everybody in the class will make travel journal comics. And these are travel journal comic. Travel journal comic is a very particular kind of comic. It's something that people make, and they're much more casually made. They're not intended to be like very polished sort of DC comics or Marvel comics, mainstream comics. They're casual, and they're meant to sort of document a particular time. So in this case, the class members documented their experiences in Paris through a series of prompts that I developed. And we had these beautiful accordion fold notebooks that we did all this comics work in. And then at the end of the class, everybody had basically a 24-page comic book that they had made. that also documented their experience in Paris. So really sort of put together in a nice, neat package. Um, and I will do the same again this time. It was a really successful project. Um, I check in with everybody. We're together a lot, and so I check in with you and make sure that you're keeping up with your work and help you give you feedback and advice about the things that you're making. Um, and yeah, and so it's a lot of fun. So just some more examples from three different students. Some of the comic pages that they made, and all very different approaches to comics. And some people with a lot of drawing experience, some people with almost no drawing experience. One of the other things that we did, and we'll do again this year, is we spent an afternoon with the students from the Cezanne School, students and teachers from the Cezanne School. This is a school dedicated to comics. These students are all getting a Bachelor of Narrative Arts degree, and we came over and we brought them pizza, and we spent the afternoon doing workshops and looking at each other's work, and it was a lot of fun. So it was great fun to, a city is one thing, a city is buildings, but really the heart of a city is the people. And so meeting French people who are working and making comics, and meeting French people your own age who are really interested in comics, that's a terrific thing. And so we'll actually spend an entire day with the Cezanne School in May, doing all sorts of different exercises and projects and more pizza. And then new to this iteration of the class, we're actually going to take a day trip to the south of France. I don't know if you know where Angoulême is. Angoulême is the south of France. It's considered the gateway to the south. If you ever saw the film The French Dispatch, it's a Wes Anderson film. He actually filmed a lot of that film in Angoulême. It's a very beautiful, very scenic, very ancient city. But it's home to a lot of comics effort and work. There are art schools there. There's a comics museum there, and then we won't get to go to this festival, but once a year they have a huge festival of comics in Angoulême, and so it's really a great comics place that we're going to visit. We'll go down in the morning on the bullet train and come back in the evening on the bullet train. The other nice thing about this day trip is that because it's basically a kind of double class meeting, it's actually going to give us an extra day off in the context of the class. So the weekend that's right in the middle of our class will actually be a 3-day weekend. I think that's all the slides, right? Yeah.
Do you want to you want to share anything else about the class and the structure of the course or anything else?
I think that the syllabus is available. You can take a look at it. One of the things we'll do is, I want to meet people as much as we can. And so a couple of different artists are going to come in and and talk about their work. They're also going to we're going to read their work. So their books will be part of the course materials. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather hear if anybody has any questions about all this.
Well, we can talk a little bit more about the program itself, and then I can show you guys the course website and where you can find the syllabus and all this material that we're talking about. So let me share my screen again. So just really quickly, this is the Rice Global Paris Summer Program. So it's very different from study abroad as you know it normally at Rice. So this is a 3-week program. You focus on one course. This is Rice credit. So you just register for the summer course like any other type of summer course. You will have to do it by instructor permission since you're applying for this course itself. But all classes are in English with your Rice professor. And for this is a 3 credit course. There is also financial aid available for financial eligible students, as well as and um, global tuition and travel awards. So you don't have to have financial aid to ask for these awards that are provided by our office. And that is all part of the application. You just have to indicate that, like, your need. There's a question specifically about that. So make sure you fill that out, and that helps us determine what aid we can provide, because we want to get all you guys to Paris. So this is, like I said, session 1, which is from May 12th through the 30th. Um, Classes take place at the Rice Global Paris Center, which is in the Marais, which is a very exciting part of Paris. And it's a great location, but also the great thing about this program is we also want Paris to be the classroom. So like Professor Sparandio said, you'll be taking different trips and going to different places and meeting French people at other schools there in Paris.
And we're also going to meet French monkeys. One day we'll go to the zoo there in Paris, and I want to draw the monkeys. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we'll meet French monkeys and French people.
Exciting. Okay, and then the tuition costs for the summer programs abroad are 1,800 per credit hour, and this is a 3 credit hour course. That covers housing for all 3 weeks, so you actually have your own apartment in one of our residences, and there's an RA on site. You get your Metro card for all 3 weeks. Course set excursions. So all these excursions, you don't have to pay for any of these tickets or anything like that. It's all included in the program. And then you'll have 3 group meals. We're also working with our program to see if we can add to this program anything else as far as what it would cover. And that's going to get updated on the website. So keep checking back as you're looking to apply. And you can always send me an email if you have any questions on that. Like I mentioned, there is financial aid available for financial aid eligible students. If you're eligible to receive financial aid, you can get it for up to 9 credit hours to summer for 2 summers at 50% tuition rate. I work with the financial aid office directly on this. So if you're accepted into the course, that letter will tell you exactly how much financial aid you have eligible. You don't have to go even to the financial aid office. I'll let you know. I work with them directly. They tell me how much you have available. And then that's going to be included in the letter. And in the letter, you'll also have, if you ask for any additional tuition or travel assistance, I will let you know how much of that you have received from Rice Global as well. So when you get accepted, you'll know how much you have available at that point. And then the application deadline is January 31st. It's going to take about a week for us to make decisions, and then I'll send out award letters. I believe it's February 14th. This one will send out those letters. And then if, like I showed you guys, visit our webpage. So let me show you actually the webpage. So if you go to global.rice.edu and then you click on Paris Center, you just have to go to the summer 2025 program, and it takes you here. And the first course on that list is going to be this course. So you can go on Learn More and Apply. And here you have the application just right there at the very top of the page. So you can directly apply here. If you have questions, you can request information, and it'll link right to our email, pariscenter@rice.edu. And if there's program questions or course questions, I can forward those on to Professor Sparandio. This is all the information that we just covered on the presentation. But there's also more information here. So here's where you can find the draft syllabus. Basically the syllabus from last year, which will have some changes, but I think in general, mostly will stay the same. And then Oh wait, no, I think yours was from this year. Sorry, Chris. No, this is the correct syllabus, but it still might change because we're still getting the program figured out. Um, that's why I listed it as a draft. And then there's some articles that were written about the course taught last year. So that's something that might be helpful to look at, and also about comics research at Rice. Um, and then the other thing that's helpful too is if you go to the student programs page, this gives you more information about the program itself. So there's an FAQs page about prospective students, and then even once you get admitted and once you before you arrive to France, there's a bunch of information here you can read through. And then we also have a student life in Paris page that will show you kind of where you will live. This is a video that shows you what the apartments look like and what the center looks like, and then some other kind of questions of what living in Paris looks like, etiquette, and some helpful French phrases. And if you once you get accepted, you'll get access to this travel guide, which is an in-depth guide to all things of living in Paris, where you'll live, much more detailed information. And again, that's it for me. Does anyone have any questions? No. Well, feel free to send us an email if something does come up and you do have questions. Again, you can send an email to pariscenter@rice.edu. This is just such a great experience. Oh, yes, we do have a question asking that they don't need any artistic experience, correct?
Right. You don't need any artistic experience, but you need to have an enthusiasm to work and to learn. Uh, Many of the students that were in the class last May, they'd never done any serious drawing before. It's possible to make comics without doing any drawing or kind of different approaches to comics, for sure.
One of our student ambassadors actually for this year that's helping me spread the word, she took this course, and she's like a computer science major. It's completely, totally not related to art, and she just wanted to take something different. And it was a way for her to take something like that, during the summer when she had a little bit more time outside of her regular semester. And I think that's what is helpful about this. This is only a 3-week long um, program. So basically, you can do this course, and then afterwards, you can still do an internship or, have a job for the rest of the summer or other opportunities. But it's nice that you can go to Paris for 3 weeks, learn how to make comics, and then, still have the rest of your summer to pursue other things. I know Rice students are major go-getters, so you guys can fit in a lot of stuff in the summer. Um,
Well, it's a very intensive class this time around. It's a lot. There won't be much room in the days. Uh, uh, we're going to be, it's compressing an entire semester's class into 3 weeks, so it's a lot of work. There's a question: how are classes structured? Are they more lecture-based, studio time? So we are taking the class. Paris is our classroom very seriously, and so have some sort of structured time in the in the Rice Global Paris Center. Um, Maybe a few mornings each week we'll be there, but in the afternoons we'll be going to, it's an art class. We're going to go to the Louvre. We're going to go to the Musée d'Orsay. Like it's Paris. You have to go. You have to go to the Louvre. You have to go to the Musée d'Orsay. Like it's just the thing. So we'll go to those places as a class, and we're going to draw in the Louvre. We're going to draw in the Musée d'Orsay. We're gonna draw those monkeys I talked about. We're gonna do that. So every day is something a little bit different. but everything is completely mapped out. And so there will never be any question about, you know, an expectation for what's going on that day. And it, you know, there's a lot of feedback and a lot of communication about meeting where we need to meet, going where we need to go. And so really the only the chief requirement for the class is showing up on time. That's really the chief requirement because we're going to be traveling together. We'll have timed entrances to museums. And so being on time is really and some people find that very challenging. I get that. And you just learn to be a little early to things. And it's great.
Yeah, you need to definitely bring some good walking shoes to
Absolutely.
Paris. Mhm.
And you know, it was a little cool there some nights, and also it was a little rainy. So waterproof shoes, good. Umbrella, good. Or rain hat. Yeah.
Definitely unpredictable for me. I feel like some days it was hot during the day and then at night it would just start raining. So just be
Yeah, but
prepared.
you're in Paris. Like it's wonderful. You
Yeah.
know, I stood on a street corner in Paris for like 20 minutes, not in the rain. I was under an awning, but I was just so happy, you know, like, oh, it's raining. It's nice. Um, does that answer your question about the structure of the classes? Okay.
Great.
There's going to be a lot of drawing. You know, the drawings will be uh, the size of the drawings everybody's making is basically a drawing this size every day, about 8.5 by 11, and then folded. That's a 2-page drawing. So you'll make while you're in Paris, you'll make 12 drawings like this, but they'll become a 24-page comic. Um, and so it's not a lot of work, but it's enough work. Luckily, it's all very portable. Everybody will have like the best art supplies possible for this format, and it's all very portable. So you'll have your notebooks and your pens with you all the time. Any other questions?
Okay. Well, if anything, like I said, does come up, just send us an email. And you can look at the website more thoroughly and take a look at all the information available there. And thank you guys for coming and tell your friends, tell everyone in your colleges, check out this program. We would love it for you all to take this opportunity. That's really great, actually. Just having 3 weeks in Paris. Like, what more can you ask for?
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.